Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Modern Customer Podcast. I'm your host, Blake Morgan. My next guest is Sheila Morin, CMO of Coveo. Coveo powers digital experiences for the world's most innovative brands, supporting millions of users and billions of interactions. With over a decade of experience, Coveo's market-leading AI platform delivers trusted, transformative experiences. Focused on the business-to-person future, Coveo redefines success through exceptional customer and employee experiences. Coveo provides enterprises with an AI experience advantage, leveraging semantic search and generative AI for personalized, scalable solutions. This episode is sponsored by Coveo. Prior to joining Coveo, Sheila held executive roles at L'Oreal, Danone, as well as Cirque du Soleil. Today, we're talking about how Coveo helps businesses thrive with the use of AI. We're talking about trends in generative AI, and we're talking about what customer experience leaders need to know before they step in to start putting AI to work for their organization and how Coveo can help. Please enjoy Sheila Morin. Sheila, welcome to the Modern Customer Podcast. It's so nice to finally meet you and see your face. How are things going today in Montreal?
Really good, really cold, very very cold,
Yeah,
but nice. There's a bit of sun, so yeah, it's probably the coldest time of the year. So
I hear such good things about Montreal, especially the food scene. I hear is
mm,
incredible.
it is. Yeah, I'm a foodie, and there's always new restaurants. There's chefs flying from everywhere in the world coming to Montreal. It's an eclectic, really like food scene, but amazing. Yeah, there's a if you're a foodie, come to Montreal, and it's not expensive with the exchange rate. You can save a
Okay.
lot of money.
Okay, I have to check it out. I'm in
Yeah,
LA, so
you
we go out
come
to
on.
dinner and it's a small fortune, but it's okay. I love food
Yeah.
too, so it's a good investment. I was recently just checking out your LinkedIn and you've been at Coveo for 4 years, and I just love how you talked about your career that you've worked in shampoo, yogurt, clowns, and now AI. It's like such a fun way to describe your incredible career path. But for my audience that haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, can you just give us the high level of how you worked in these very different industries and how it's led you to this unique moment that you're in now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have a weird career if you look at it. We're looking at shampoo, yogurt, clowns, and AI, but at the center of it, there's this obsession for customers. And I think we have that in common. Blake is really obsessing about who's on the other side, because if you're not understanding that person who's buying your product or the person who would like to buy for them to be interested in your brand, then you will never be successful. So I think that's what is the common thread along the way in my career. So I started at Procter and Gamble, selling Tide, laundry cleaning stuff, and paper towel and shampoo. And then I moved to L'Oreal, where actually we were launching Fructis at the time, the shampoo in the green bottle. It was
It
quite
smells so
revolutionary.
good.
It smells really good. So I launched this in Canada, and then I became brand manager. Then I moved to brand director of Garnier, and I had an amazing career at L'Oreal. I was there for 12 years, worked in Paris and Montreal. Then I moved to the yogurt business. I worked at Danone. I was on the Activia brand for a long time, and then Oikos, and had an amazing time there as well. And then I went to Cirque du Soleil for 3 years, where I was first director of the brand and VP. Then I was at the CMO position, where we were actually finding the names of the new shows and the advertising and the storytelling and the loyalty brand, like building this loyalty program. And that was an amazing love brand when you take the plane and you have a jacket with the Cirque du Soleil logo on it. People stop you, they want to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's really a brand that has a lot of traction, and people always remember the first time they saw a Cirque du Soleil show. And then COVID happened. We had to close all our shows and honestly let go so many people, that it was the time for me to think about what I wanted to do next. And then I said, after all of it, what will be the next big brands in the world? Like, where is it going? And I thought tech was the place to go at that time. And this company from Quebec, from Montreal, that was looking for marketers, So the name is Coveo. So I joined Coveo 4 years ago. And at the time I said to my CEO, I said, I don't know anything about tech. I know a lot about marketing, but I don't know anything about tech. And he said, well, we have a lot of people who knows tech at Coveo. Maybe you can join and we'll teach you tech and teach us marketing. So we took that bet, I guess, at that time, and it worked out. So yeah, we did a lot of stuff in the last 4 years, and I'm very proud of that.
When I look at your career, you've worked at so many brands that are just so beloved. And I'll say that they're winning brands. They're
Yeah.
brands that are really successful and continue to be relevant. What was your first task as CMO of Coveo to just work on this relevance and making, bringing the AI message to this audience?
Yeah, well, when I joined, it was actually my role, and it's still today because the market is evolving so much, was to clarify the messaging. Who are we, Coveo? What do we do? Like we do so many things, but so people understand it, it's complex. AI is complex, and at the time, like go back 4 years ago, it was even more like people didn't really understand and grasping what it was doing. So how do we explain it in a very simple way? And what do we own? How are we different? At L'Oreal, I learned that to win in the market, you need to be new, better, and different. That's how we were looking at the market. Are we new, better, and different all the time? And that's what I brought to Coveo. So how are we new, better, and different than anybody else? And that's when the relevance came to us as our superpower. At Coveo, we do AI for e-commerce, for customer service, for website, for workplace. But what truly differentiates us from anybody else is the relevance. And relevance is a big term, and it can mean many things. But for us, is the idea of bringing the right information to the right person at the right time. So it's really be relevant to that person at that time on the other side of the screen, looking to buy a product, or looking to find information about a product, or looking to answer questions about a product they have or about a service they have. And that is very difficult to do, to be truly relevant at scale when you have a million products in your catalog, or million piece of content in your database, and millions of people on the other sides looking for information. To connect the dots between your catalog or your content and that user, understanding both sides and connecting it together, you need AI. There's no way you can do that at scale. So that's where we come in at Coveo, and telling that story and explaining this to our customers, to our prospect, was really my role, and still today my role, to explain it to the world, explain where we fit in your tech stack as a company, how we can help you solve your relevance problem and be more relevant, because relevance win. We know, Blake, you explain it all the time, but when you're relevant as your brand to your customer, that's when you win. That's where you limit frustration. That's when your customers become more loyal. They come back to you. So that's what we do, and that's my role, is to put it out there in the world so that as many people as we can know about us and know what we do.
AI, it's such an exciting time to be in this space.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard job to be a
It is.
storyteller, and it's just a big challenge, but an exciting challenge. Let's talk about generative AI. Obviously, it's been a huge year for generative AI.
Mm-hmm.
Can you paint the picture of how Coveo uses generative AI to deliver results to customers?
Yeah. I'll try to use a simple example. Before GenAI, you would go to a website of our customer, and you would type a question, a query, and you would get links to find by yourself the answers that you would need. So you would go on United Airlines. It's a customer of ours, and you would ask, can I travel with my dog? And you would get links, and then you would click on each of them to find the answer that you're looking for. With generative AI, you will get those links still, but you will also get a generative answer, an answer that we generate from the content of United Airlines. So we go find that content, the best answer possible, and we deliver it to you, and we adapt it to wherever you are in the world, what we know from you, what age you are, if you're a member of their loyalty program. Depending of everything we know about you, we can adapt the answer for you. So you don't have to look in all those links. And that's what people are looking for now. Because of ChatGPT and all that, people don't want just links, they want an answer. And then you can go into the links to go find other information if it's not exactly what you needed. You have all of it, you have the source of that answer to make sure you can trust that answer. But this works really well, and we can see with our customers that this reduced significantly the number of call at the call center because people find the answer on their own. And that's truly transformative for business. Call center are expensive. They're necessary because some complex questions need to be answered with an agent, but some of them are easy question can be answered by yourself on the website. So they can see 30% reduction on their call at the call center through generative AI on their site. That means a lot of money. Just SAP Concur, one of our customers, they were able to save 8.6 million of dollars just this year because of generative AI. And Xero, another customers of ours, they saw a 40% reduction in cost to serve. So this is transformative not only for the user because they don't have to call and wait in line to call to an agent. They find it on their own on the website. They can solve this much faster, and then the company is saving money. It's a win-win for both sides of the world. So that's what generative AI is doing. And then on e-commerce, it would be about you can ask advice instead of just buying products. Suddenly, you can ask advice the same way as you would do if you go in store. And you would go in store and ask for an advice. What shoe should I wear with that red dress? Well, now you can do the same online and you would get some advice. So this is transformative in every part of the customer experience.
Yeah, I love that, Sheila, because customer experience is brand. And I think
Yes.
a lot of CMOs miss that a reduction in stress is a huge boost to the brand. But sometimes making the connection, it's a little complicated and difficult. Let's talk about some of the common misconceptions about Gen AI in general. What is Coveo doing to help address some of the misconceptions that leaders have about it?
Yeah, that's really interesting because I think the world has opened up to AI in the last 2 years because of ChatGPT. Like suddenly my mom was talking about AI, so everybody was suddenly talking about AI. So, and then people just rushed into AI. Big enterprise, they wanted to do AI. They just didn't know exactly they wanted to, and then they wanted to do Gen AI because, oh, ChatGPT, we need to put that everywhere. And they were really excited about generating answers. And board member were asking for enterprise to do Gen AI, and VP executives were saying we need to do AI, but then how, that was not super clear. So I think the world was a bit in the buzz moment for a year, and then people got a bit clearer about, okay, where should I invest in AI? Like there's so much you can do with it. And one good place to invest is probably customer service because of what I've talked about, because you can save a lot of money by offering a solution for people to solve on their own without having to call an agent. But then people looked at LLMs, really the large language model that is used by ChatGPT, as the solution. And they were excited, we're going to plug ChatGPT and it's going to work. And then, whoa, a moment, it doesn't work. Or it hallucinates and it lies with a lot of confidence. It can give bad answer to your customers. And like you said before, Blake, it's your brand. Your brand is on this. Do you want to lie to your customers on your brand website? Like, this is bad. So then people realize, okay, we need to find a way to make this more grounded, more precise, more accurate, more secure. And then they turn into solution like Coveo, where we can help them ground the answer not into the web but in their own content that is trustable and that can actually be refreshed on a very frequent basis, and it's not old information. So that's really the secret. Like, to make your generative AI work, you need to use RAG model. So it's relevance, it's retrieval augmented generation. And the hard part of RAG is the retrieval. It's finding the right information to feed the LLM. Generating the answer is actually the easy part. And
Mhm.
I think that's what the misconception at first was, like, oh, we're going to be able to generate answer. Yes, that's easy. But how do you feed the machine? Because garbage in, garbage out. If you feed it with the wrong information, it's going to give you a very polite, very like eloquent, sophisticated answer, but full of mistakes in it. So how do you make sure it doesn't happen? It's by grounding it in your content. So at Coveo, we do two things. We make sure we can unify all your content, all your enterprise content in our like one single index,
Mhm.
and that and it's secure, and then we understand that content. On the other side, we understand your user through our AI models. We can truly understand with few clicks what they're looking for, and then we match the two together. We match your content and the user intent, behavior patterns, and we deliver the best relevant answer. And that's hard. That's hard to do. And I think that's the misconception people add, is like AI, you plug it in and it works. Well, there's more to do than that. So a lot of enterprise started to do that on their own, and then they came back and knocked at the door saying, well, we may need your help here because it's more difficult than we thought. And now we're helping them to create something that is truly secure, precise, and accurate.
Yeah, I imagine there's like a testing process to
Yes.
ensure that everything that you can trust what you're showing your customers.
Yes. And that's exactly what people should do. Every enterprise should test before doing anything. And we offer POC and A/B tests and all of it. I think nobody should believe what companies are telling them to. No claims, no, like, they should not believe what's on their slide. They should test it,
Yeah.
A/B test it all the time, and you'll know quickly what is working, what is not.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the relevance to your own career, like even with shampoo, like the A/B testing, like how do you
Mm,
know a message resonates with a customer about shampoo? Well, you have to
yeah.
test it. And I
Well,
can see
an
similarities.
anecdote on that, Blake. When I was at L'Oreal and we were working on hair color, we were going at home with people doing their hair color at home. They were wearing their bathing suit and they would do their hair color. They would go in their bath, and we were there with them, asking them questions along the way, saying, how do you feel? And then people were saying, oh, it's all dirty now. Now I feel stressed. So we would be with them in the bath. So that's really
Yeah,
what testing is all about, is understanding deeply how this works.
that is commitment. Like I can just imagine you. Like I don't know if you were the one in the
I
bathroom
was
with
the one
them.
in the bathroom with them.
That's
I remember in Germany doing it with women so that we would understand the full process.
Love that. That is a great story. That's an amazing story. Well, let's switch from shampoo to emerging trends in AI.
Hmm.
I mean, we can't even keep up with this space is just exploding. There's so much coming at all of us all the time, good and bad. What are some of the trends that you're excited about when it comes to AI?
Well, I think what I'm really excited about is that people are moving out of that buzz or that like stalling almost moment where people didn't know what to do with AI, and now they're in the mode of they want to, like you mentioned before, I think that they want to test it. They want to see it live. Now they're clearer about what they want to do with AI and how AI can be transformative in their business. And now they're asking us to stop telling and show me. They're in a show me moment. And I love this because the good thing is that at Coveo, we've been working really hard in the last years to have customer with us that are happy to go on stage, talk about how they use Coveo and how it changed their business. And they're happy to go on a reference call, and they're happy to show how they did it. So we have customers with us that can talk to other customers, and we can do POC and A/B test and prove that this is actually working. So I think companies are realizing that there's higher expectation for CX than ever. And you know that, Blake, you're actually helping us understand that. So customers on the other side, like not our customers, but their users, are they want more for the brands and they won't settle for less. They will move out of your brand if you're not delivering. So they understand that. Then they understand that customers also are a bit tired and pissed off at some of the self-service stuff. Like they're like, do better. Like
Mhm.
there's tools out there. You can do better as a brand. So brands are hearing that all the time, and now they also have pressure on cost to reduce cost. And all of this customer expectation and pressure on cost can be solved with AI. So people are getting there now. There was a lot of education to do in the last years, but now they're getting there. They're getting how AI can truly help them. They're not scared anymore. I think there was a moment of fear of messing out, and then there was a moment of fear of messing up, and there was this mix of I need to do AI but I'm scared. And now we're at the point where okay, we're ready to move on and try it. And for me, the good news is that, like you mentioned, test it. You'll see it. It doesn't cost that much to test it. Start small and scale. But don't wait. Don't wait, because your competitor will go and they will win. So go fast. That's what I would say to any brands or still wondering what they should do about AI.
Yeah, Sheila, that's so exciting. It's so exciting that you're in the heart of this innovative journey.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first step that you recommend leaders take. Maybe they want to do something, they don't know what to do. What's that first step that you recommend they do?
I think it should start from their strategic planning, or what are they solving for? What's their pain points? What's the problem they have? And even though they think it's not possible to solve it because they try in the past, there's world has changed in the last 2 3 years. So I would say identify clearly where you need help. What's the KPI you want to track, you want to change, and go knock at different doors and test different technologies and see the ones that are actually, and force your vendor to track the same KPI as you and see improvements. Like if customers are coming to us saying, I need to reduce call at the call center by 30%, I need to reduce my cost to serve by 8 million, we track it with them. And we make sure and if it doesn't work, we're going to go and tune it and improve it until they get there. And that's what good software vendors should do, and good AI partners should do. It should not be we sell it and we go. It should be about being with us and making sure you're successful. So I think that's where it's like identify your problem, what you're trying to solve, have clear KPI, test it with different vendors and force them and bring them in with you so that you're successful at the end.
Yeah, I love that. I think that that's so great that now vendors can help clients track KPI and metrics because that's such a key part for them. These practitioners are trying to get more resources for their programs. And if they have those ROI numbers, it's a lot easier to do that.
And to convince your CFO to sign the check, much easier.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to do some rapid fire and have some fun to get to know you, but I want to actually preface that. I want to ask you a question just more about your leadership style. You have been on the forefront of marketing for so long. Clearly, you know you know what to do. You have some key mental strategies. As a leader, what do you think is the one thing that's just made you really successful for so long?
I think it's about being surrounded that people with people that are better than me sometimes. I'm not an expert at everything. And when I joined Coveo, for example, it was my first job in B2B. So I didn't know B2B that well. So of course I bring tons of knowledge and insight from other world, but you need to surround yourself with people who can complete you, who can bring some knowledge, who can be better at you at some in some specific areas of your work. So I don't expect to be the best at everything. I'm not even trying to be the best at everything. I'm just trying to be smart enough to go find the right people and accept that they are so much better than me at this. So if I think of my leadership team here at Coveo, um, like they're really good in some areas, and sometimes I can ask questions because I doubt I'm more the guide than the expert at everything. I do have expertise in some of the things, but where I'm not expert, I go find the right talent. So that would be the first thing, and then making sure it's gonna maybe sound cheesy or easy, but that we're customer centric. I think it's still true that if we're not interested in knowing our prospects' pain point, what words they're using, how do they describe their problem? Same thing for our customers. Where are they in their journey? What are they looking for next? What keeps them up at night? That should be our obsession. And if we're not obsessed by that, we're not gonna win. So that's what I bring. All my in my career journey, that's what I brought every time is, and that L'Oreal teach me that. L'Oreal is truly a company that is highly customer centric. They teach me how to do it, how to always think about customers, and I grew with that in mind.
Love that. Well, let's get to know you a little bit better on a personal level. Are you ready
Mhm.
for the rapid fire part of this podcast?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, Sheila, what's the most important part of your morning routine?
My coffee? Yeah, I would love to say, like, I would love to say that I'm training every morning, that I do my gratitude, and that I drink water with lemon. That's what I would like it to be. The reality is that I wake up, I have my coffee, I go for a shower, I make the lunch for the kids, I rush them out to go to school, and I come to my desk and I work. That's what it looks like.
Okay, well, now I have to change my questions. I had no idea you had kids. How old are your kids?
Right. So 12 and 9, two boys, very active. They drive me crazy, but they also they force a balance in my life, which I love.
Okay, wow, awesome. Good for you. What show are you currently streaming?
Well, I watch shows in French that you wouldn't know. I also, what's the last one? Oh, The Breakthrough is the last series I watch. It's about a new way of using DNA to find suspects and
Oh, yeah.
killer. I don't know if you watch it. I love
I
it.
saw that. Yeah, it's like a Swedish or
Yes.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
It's good?
really good. I
Okay,
binge
I'm gonna
watch
watch.
it. Binge watched this last Friday. So, yeah, other than that, I watch like honestly, I like The Voice. I love music, reality
Uh-huh.
show where you discover new talent. Love this. Um, and I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, but that's what I would say.
Nice. Okay. So what do you do to relax at the end of a hectic day?
Go for a walk. I love to
Okay.
walk at night. Love to do it. I think cold weather has this impact on me, like it wakes you up and it changed, like you have no choice. You need to be on survival mode, so you forget about your work. And so I think I would do that. Dinner with my family is important for me. Not often skip it. I really try to have dinner with the family every night, and then they go to bed and I normally work another hour, but dinner is very important for me. I think that's when they we talk about our day, and that's when I connect with the kids. So that's important. But when I'm stressed and my head is full, sometimes just before dinner, to make sure that I will be 100% with them, I go for a 15-minute walk. Doesn't have to be long, but just changing
Hmm.
my mind.
Perfect. What's your idea of perfect happiness?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Um, it doesn't have to be big. I would say that for me, happiness is in again, sound cheesy, but it's in the small thing. It's about going for a great coffee with a friend. It's about going for a walk with my husband. It's about laughing. I love to laugh. I think laughing is the best therapy in the world. Laughing out loud about a crazy joke that my son is doing. It's about dancing. Last night we were singing on Celine Dion song out loud, yelling at in the living room. I love that. For me, that's happiness. It filled me with a lot of happiness. So it doesn't have to be big. If I was like super rich, didn't have to work, I would probably move to Italy and have like good pasta and good wine and good coffee every day. So that would
Hmm.
be maybe but I don't need it to be happy daily.
Hmm. Okay. What's your favorite type of vacation?
Um, I would say discover the well, I traveled a lot in my life, but rediscovering those places with my kids, with their eyes, looking at things
Hmm.
for the first time, I love it so much. Like I lived in Paris for 3 years, and I went back to Paris last summer with my kids, and seeing the city from their point of view was the best. So I love to make them discover the world, and they're so they're so good travelers. I didn't know, and they're still young, but they travel really well. They eat everything. They really try to understand a different language if they can. So I love traveling with them. It really makes me really, really happy. So yeah, I would say traveling in Europe. And I would love to go to Japan with them, but it's really far, so they're not truly ready for that big flight. But
Yeah.
one day I'll go with them. But yeah, traveling with them and discovering different culture is what I love.
Beautiful. Love that. And if you could have lunch with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Um, I have a friend who at high school who died out of cancer, I think, and she was like a really good friend of mine, and we were sharing a lot of passion together. We were doing theater together and play. So I think I would go with her just to
Hmm.
see, and I would love for her to tell me what happened after. What is there something after? What is it? Tell me more. Yeah, that would be it.
And lastly, if you had to describe your outlook in one quick motto, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know about a motto, but I try to be in the present. So I try not to, I really try more. That's my resolution of 2025 is to work harder to be in the present. So I don't want to look too much in the future. It's really my resolution is to stay here and not project myself too much. Well, I'll skip that question and say that the opposite. Let's stay in the present. Let's not think too much about the future.
That's an answer. I like that. Sheila, this has been so fun. I love getting to know you. It's really been a pleasure. If the audience wants to learn more about Coveo solutions, what's the best way to do that?
I think our website is a good place to do that. They can follow us on LinkedIn. We post a lot. And we are in many of the big events in the world. We try to be present. Next big one will be Shop Talk and Adobe Summit. We'll be there with our booth, so they can come and see us. But quick one is coveo.com.
Awesome. Well, this has been so fun
Thank you
and
so
really
much for
appreciate
the
you
invitation.
being here. All of you have been tuning into the Modern Customer Podcast. Until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on social media, including Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and more.